All right, what's going on? What's going on, good people?
Yes, all.
It's your boy CJ100.
You got Tez the Fye, and we are the Fye100 Podcast.
Kicking off the second episode of Black Father February. And we got some special guests that we want to bring into the building. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them in, let them introduce themselves, and we're going to go and get cooking.
Yes, all.
My brother, what's going on?
Hell.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up? I'm on the world's greatest Fye100 Podcast. Glad to be here, guys. Salute to you both.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Yes, sir.
And we got the infamous.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we got
sir.
you. We got you.
It's that dude right here.
Yes,
I can't hear nothing, bro. Hold on.
Really?
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, you good.
I'll drop you down out of there. So what's going on, Sir Hale?
Hey, man, just relaxing, man. Just getting off a long day at work. You know what I'm talking about? Got to do what you got to do for the family. You know,
Yes,
ready to chill. Good day, man. How you guys doing?
The same, really.
Right.
We just
Ran
got
into
off.
some technical difficulties, but we here.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look. As content creators, we run into it, man, and we built the plane while we flying it. We repaired it the same way. So understood.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we just waiting on my boy Black Man Unfiltered to come on through. But we'll go ahead and pose the first question to you, brother.
Yeah.
You know, before I do that though, I want to just kind of speak to why we did this, right? We had a conversation last week, I believe, on your show, and we were talking about how Black fathers aren't appreciated enough, and the idea is, you know, well, that's what we're supposed to do, and that's just what that's what we're supposed to do. Versus understanding if you promote the negativity as far as the deadbeat dads go, then that will become the narrative if you don't promote the good father. So that's why we decided to do this Black Father February.
Okay.
So the first question: what does fatherhood mean to you?
Yes,
Meaning
sir.
sacrifice. If I could sum fatherhood up in one word, it is sacrifice. It is you pouring your life, your energy, your attention, your resources out to make sure that your seed comes up better than you did. Fatherhood is about sacrifice.
Yep.
If we want to tack another piece to that sacrifice, that's love. And I think you
sir.
can actually look at love within sacrifice, because who you sacrificing for, and you don't love them, right? So I say fatherhood is about sacrifice.
Yeah, I know for me, one of the biggest things for me is the discipline. Growing up with my father in the home, it was a much different environment when he was coming through the door, and you know that discipline was coming.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's a branch off of that love tree. Like you said, I don't think you really love somebody unless you can give them the hard truth, or come through with the switch of the belt sometimes. So for me, it's definitely discipline. I think that's a very important part as a man, especially when you got a little boy. But that's definitely up there for me.
You said switch your belt, man. You brought back some memories, man. You brought
Hey,
back some
man.
memories. Good grief, man.
Hey man, I'm from the country, man. That belt, switch, flip flop,
See-
whatever was
So
there.
you had to go get your own switch then.
Oh,
you from the
yeah,
country.
yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Come back with a small one if you want to. Get a
Thanks.
small one if you want to.
They're gonna put them joints together. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yep.
I said, Mama, how big you want it? She said, go bring the tree.
Them facts. Them is
Yeah.
facts.
So what's going on with you, Black man?
Man, good, man. What's going on with y'all, brother?
Man, ready to tackle this conversation, man. Black Father February. It's something near and dear to our hearts, and we definitely want to have two brothers come on, that we respect, and we know they're doing their thing as fathers. So, what question were we at, CJ?
We were on. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, Black man. What does fatherhood mean to you? How do you define it?
Elevator. Some days it's down, some days it's up, some days men that weren't raised by great fathers or were not raised by fathers, period, or lost their fathers early, a lot of fathers out here trying to find their way.
Yes.
And we're not allowed to make mistakes. So that's why you see a fluctuation in breakups, divorce. We're not allowed to go through a process.
Yeah.
We have to be perfect in every aspect of the game. And so we're like elevators. One day we're on floor number 1, and then one day we got it figured out. We got off on floor number 6. You know, we're good, and we keep elevating. And then one day we right back down to the bottom, but we fluctuate. And so I think that a lot of men out here, just speaking for those men, because I was one of them. My dad was in the house, but he wasn't in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was discipline, but there was no relationship. And so for that reason, I had to figure things out on my own. So I failed a lot. Failed at being a father, right? Failed at being a husband, you know, failed at being a community guy, because I had to figure it out on my own. I had to find my own owner's manual because I didn't have any leadership in that area. So that's, to sum it up, elevator.
Okay. So why do y'all think, I mean, I have my reasons and I kind of said it a little earlier, but just to get into it some more, why do y'all think in our community specifically, there's a lack of respect and appreciation for Black fathers? Whoever
Like,
wants
man, you
to
go tackle this one first. You tackle this one first, Bob.
Oh, okay. They don't have any respect for us because respect is a taught thing. I remember growing up and as a child, and as I got older and I started driving, I remember driving past the church and I would reach down and turn my radio off if it wasn't gospel. I'd turn it off because I had respect for the church.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma taught you, don't ride by that church with that devil music on. So I would pass by the church, I would turn the radio off. And the reason I would turn the radio off because I had respect for the building, respect for the church, right? What it stood for. I learned it at an early age. Even when I got older, I'm like, damn, I'm still doing this because it was habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
What's happening in the community now that we got grandmama that's 40, 48, mama 28, child 13, right? And what's happening is we're not teaching, the community is not teaching to respect the men in the neighborhoods like they did in the 60s. You know, there go Big Sir Hale. Good morning, Big Sir Hale. Everybody spoke to Big Sir Hale, and everybody respected Big Sir Hale. Everybody knew not to do nothing around Big Sir Hale. All the young men respected him. All the women respected him. All the men wanted to be him. All the women wanted to be with him. Because he was Big Sir Hale, right? He was respected, a pillar in the community. They're not taught to love. They're not taught young ladies in the community, which is a horrible thing. They're not taught to respect us any longer. We've taken anecdotal experiences and toxic situations that happen with mama and grandmama, and they pass those things down to us. And I'm reminded a security boss brought that up about her mom. Security boss said the same thing, that her mom went through a bad situation with her father. And when she went to get married, her mom did everything she could to destroy it because she didn't want her daughter to be married. And she had to disconnect herself from her mom and her family because of that. So yeah, they're not being taught to respect us. They're not being taught to respect Big Sir Hale anymore. Big Sir Hale don't mean nothing no more. We don't need him, girls. We can jump a man. We don't need him to protect us no more. We can protect ourselves. We don't need Big Sir Hale. You know, Sir Hale's not important anymore. So yeah, they're not taught to respect us anymore. And then since they're not taught to respect us anymore, the men have fallen off from, and let's just be real here. Transparency is good for the soul. Men have fallen off because they're not respected. Hell, I don't have to do nothing no more. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to. They're independent. They want all the jobs. They're equal to us. They don't need us. The government takes care of them. The government has incentivized them. They don't need us no more. So whatever. And so now you got some dudes out here that are weak-minded that also didn't have a father or a leader. They're the way they are. Right. Absolutely. So, Sir Hale, I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, all right. Let's go. So part of it is because most men don't know how to leave. we will stay and put up with something for an excessive amount of time, thinking that it's going to change, thinking that we're going to see it, thinking that we're going to love enough. And if we keep on providing, and if we keep on loving, if they'll finally see good men. Most men don't know how to get up and say, to hell with this. If I'm not going to be respected and appreciated, it's not that I won't do anything for my children. I'm going to be there for my kids, but I will not stay in something that I don't appreciate. So because of this, men were taught to stay and to absorb and to take, because that's what being a man is. You got to be strong and take it. We took so much, and we took the disrespect for long enough that we subconsciously taught our women that it was okay for them to treat us badly. And because we did not leave, and here's the second part to this, because if I do leave, then I got another weak-minded man who doesn't look at her relationship, her history, and I think she got a big booty, she cute and stuff. I come in and now I'm replaceable. Men don't have any standards, and because we don't have any standards, there's no code. She can jump from one monkey branch to the next monkey branch because all we in it is for that poontang, and there's no standards. We've taught them how to be disrespectful for us. So it's our fault. Now we want to take this at a deeper level because we've done it for so long. The mothers have learned this behavior and they just perpetuate what we've shown. If men will learn how to leave, this whole disrespect stuff will stop.
Tap me in.
Go ahead. Hey, y'all got it.
Y'all got it. Hey, so I didn't know we was gonna go there tonight, Sir Hill. But since
come on, he bought it.
Since you opened the door, let's go ahead and let me flood down on in here. You got doggone right, Sir Hill. They don't respect us. They trifling. And it is to the point right now. It's become facetious. It's become, you get a man, you only get a man so the other women can see that you have a man. But when you have a man, you don't respect the man. And then when the man becomes a man and stands in what he believes as a man, then he's no longer valuable to you. Get him out my house. Get him out my life. Child support. Government gonna take care of me. Government gonna take. You're not gonna see your kids. Get out my face. And so that's what we've created. We've created these. I had a name for them. I don't think I can use it in public right now. I need to get it checked out. But these women out here have become injected with toxicity, and their umbilical cord from their toxic mothers are still attached to their navels, feeding them this toxicity to this community. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And Sir Hill, you're absolutely right. Men have to be held responsible as well. But getting with these women that got 330,000 miles on them with no warranty, and the engine clucking and the transmission ain't moving. And we still hold these women up to a higher standard. How in the hell can you get a 1989 Honda Civic and tell the world that the Honda Civic is worth $40,000 when we already know it's worth $150 with no airbags? So we're putting too much value in things that don't matter. Come on, sir. I didn't know who was going to do this tonight. Now, I would have came out the door just like you did. Now,
listen. The reason why this is so important is because when men establish a standard, and we stay on that standard, and not only say, so let's say, so you guys set a standard. I can't then come and then disrespect the standard that you've set. We got to kind of have a sort of agreement so that no matter what happens, there's a code of conduct that we have. And because we don't have that, there's nothing like what really gets me, guys. Let me tell you something that really messed me up. And if you guys are watching this, we are not dumping on our women. That's not what we're doing. But we got to bring up some real issues.
Right. Yeah.
This is what changed my perspective on this. I know a young man who had a kid. He had a kid with a woman. She gave that man a hard time about seeing his kid, right? Now watch this. Her boyfriend, she wanted him to spend time with her son, mentor her son. The boy got a whole dad that she's giving a hard time for. But her boyfriend that's in her life, she wants to replace the dad who wants to be active because she don't want him in the picture. Let's give the other boyfriend the response. Once I saw that, I said, and it wasn't even that it was her fault. It was the fact that the boyfriend knew it and he didn't have a code of conduct to say, you know what? As a father, I won't allow another father to be held away from his kids, but because she looked good and he was getting sex out of her, he was willing to put up with that. Like those kind of things, we cannot allow to happen. And when we do, it breeds this type of disrespect we see with fathers because I can replace you. You're a replaceable father.
So, and again, fathers, you got to understand that you have to get this weakness up out of you. You got to get this simptitude up out your life because you're walking around, you're going to be miserable. That's why when you look at husbands and wives right now that's been married for 30 years and 20 years, that are in unhealthy marriages, and the woman runs everything and drives him nuts. That's why he's 49 years old looking like he's 75, and she's 49 years old looking like she's 35. It's because she has drained this man from every liberty, every freedom, everything he does. He has to walk on eggshells. And when you get to a point you're walking on eggshells so much, your ankles give out. You can't be walking around on eggshells every day. And these men are just weak. And I've seen it. Oh, I've seen it in my uncles. I've seen simptitude through my family. Hell, I dropped out of simptitude. I was a part of the simp class one time. I dropped out of that class. I dropped out of school because I didn't want to be like uncles no more. My uncles were simps. They would walk around miserable. Their wives do this, do that, come over here, stop being stupid. I mean, just talk to them like they're nothing. I've seen my sister talk to her husband like he ain't nothing. You know, he left her for a white girl, bless his heart. But she talked to him like he wasn't nothing. I'm not fixing your plate. You a grown ass man, fix your own plate. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. You gonna get sex when I tell you get it. And she would do it in front of people. In family gatherings, she would use him as a comedic prop, and he would just sit there. And I pulled it. I said, "Sis, you got to stop being so damn disrespectful." I said, "Because I'm your brother and I love you. But if this man got up right now and you get your ass off this couch, I'm not gonna say nothing." I love you, sis. But if you get you off the couch, I'm not saying nothing.
You know what? That's another thing that talks to that code we were talking about, because I don't know if y'all saw the video we did about the baby and Danny Lee. Yeah, right. And I thought to myself, why is he jumping out the window so far for his sister when she's laying up under this man? If he wanted her back today, she would be back, and he's going out there to quote unquote fight the baby for what? What I get that she got treated bad, but she's going back to it. If we continue to do that, we're perpetuating this narrative, man. We're not helping it. We're going against the code that we're supposed to have. And you know what? Y'all just said a mouthful, man. Look,
right. Yeah.
See, most men are cultured to be the cleanup guys, whether it's for our mama, whether it's for our sisters, whether it's for our wives, our girlfriends, so they can do whatever they want to do. And it's embedded. We know deep down that this is bad for us, but because we've been cultured to clean up, we'll clean up messes we did not create. That's what you saw when you saw that situation that you just talked about.
Man, listen, bro. This man is preaching tonight. So let me go ahead and go toward the benediction here. Because what he's saying is so true. We have become cleanup men. And we cleaned up all the baby mamas and baby mamas, and we have to go through the community. And if we leave them, you ain't strong enough to handle a black woman. If you leave her, you got it. Why you won't accept her for who she is? Even though my sister, anecdotal experience here. My sister told her husband, "Why can't you handle a black woman? You ain't strong enough." I say, "Goddamn, how strong does he have to be, sis?" You are. I told my sister to him, and that's one thing about me. If I'm on these YouTube streets and I can hold other people accountable, I hold my own family accountable. I told my sister, as a person, I love you, but as a spirit, you are trash. You're trash. And now you're hitting this man up for child support, and you're using the money for yourself. And my nieces and nephews look like color purple stunt doubles. The kids look raggedy. You're living in housing like right now, so you're not paying anything for rent. When she told me how much her rent was, she said, "Oh, I'm over here balling out." Well, you're balling out, and you walk in and a dude sitting on your couch you don't know every day in a bad neighborhood. You balling out. You 20. I'm paying $27 a month in rent. My water bill is $13. My light bill is $25.
Come on.
I say, damn, you living good but living bad because somebody gonna walk in your house and delete you.
Right.
And this actually happened. She walked in and a man was sitting on her couch in the living room smoking a cigarette.
Wow.
The neighbor, oh man, I walked in the wrong house. I was messed up. And you got your kids living in there, but this man sending you this money? And you're not doing anything for, man, don't get me started. So here, you ready?
So
hold on, before you go further, before y'all got
right.
Let me process it.
Hit the brakes.
Go ahead, Ted.
Listen, guys, this is what we do, y'all.
Yeah, this is what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to rein it back in and go back into our fatherhood questions. And one of the next one that we had is, what does a child miss out on by not having a father in the home?
And before you answer it, I want to share something I saw the other day that I think y'all would find interesting. And I want to say this: it's for guys that may not have a strong stomach. It is triggering, but it's honest, and we need to hear this as black men. So I'm gonna run this right quick.
We are the most helpful and kind, unhelpful motherfuckers on this planet. A woman will go to the death for her friend, and they will create the most cozy space for their family, the most endearing space for their best friend. But for some reason, when it comes to a man, it's a pit that you get in your stomach, like, oh hell no. And I think it's also like, what are my friends gonna think if I talk about catering to my man? I can cater to my friends all day.
How deep we want to go on this? Like, how deep we want to go on this? Wow.
Hey, sir, here.
But I can appreciate that honesty. I will say that I can appreciate the honesty, because that's facts. I say this often. Either you're with a weight or you're with a pillow. A lot of men are shamed into dealing with women who are a weight because somehow we got to prove our worth. And the love language for people like that is they put you through incessant trauma. And the more hurdles you climb through, the more you put up with them, the more you love them. And it's a terrible thing because men don't know how to say, you know what, this is too much. This is enough. Men don't know how to value themselves. And so they put up with things. They put up with this for a lot longer. I'm glad that she said this because she validates that internal feeling a lot of men have. It was like, why do I have to do all of this? Like, I see you treat your mama well, you treat your uncles well. Some of them even treat their exes better than the person that they're with right now. People who have dogged them in the past, they can find love for them, and the guy that's right there. But I think this is cultural because a lot of our sisters were taught, you don't let the man get the big head. Remind him of who he is. Right? Don't let him get arrogant. And instead of them embellishing who a man is and encouraging it and celebrating, they serve as a way. And I don't think they really realize what they're doing. I think this is something that's inbred from years and years of conditioning to see the man that they're in their life as competition and not as something that they should support. So I think this one runs real deep.
And sir, here I wanted to get to one of the points on that. We had a podcast called The Disconnect, and where it was the disconnect between older men and younger men. And I think it's almost complete opposite for women. They were held so tightly together that they passed on a lot of the bad habits that the grandmama and the mama had. So
my mama
it's like
taught me.
mama
Auntie taught me this. I learned this from my grandma. Absolutely.
So it's like for us, the strength and the knowledge that we needed to have to deal with the women was disconnected. So the women led themselves down a rockier road than they had to because we didn't have the guidance. And I'm not putting it all on men. It's just everybody does play a part on this.
That's true.
Wow. Damn. That kind of connects to that question that we were going to ask, because if your child's mother, and you chose her, true enough, but if your child's mother is that, and you're not able to see your kids, what does your child miss out on not having you as a father?
I did a reaction to something that Jordan Peterson did about fathers. And one of the things that he mentioned that I completely wholeheartedly agree with is foundation. Like all the other stuff, we can teach them sports, we can teach them how to walk and be cool. but the foundation of knowing who they are and that they have worth. Kids miss out. That's why you see a lot of kids who didn't have fathers. They go out and they try to find their worth in other things and in other people, and end up wrecking themselves. You miss out foundation when a father's not present. And that's huge for development. Like, you ever seen kids who didn't have a father and they kind of timid about stuff? You know what I mean? They question themselves more. You're right, exactly. And kids that had a dad that were hard on them, that gave them that foundation, they walk with a different air. Certain things don't bother them like it does somebody who doesn't have that foundation. Kids who don't have fathers lose out on that piece, and that's a really big piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you got?
And for me, if you listen to our podcast, you kind of know me and CJ story. For the people that don't, I grew up with my mother and father in the house, so my dynamic was a little different, and I can only imagine what my life would have been like if he wasn't there. My father taught me a lot of the hard lessons that life was gonna teach me. He just jumped in front of it before it was able to get there, and he wasn't perfect. He did the best thing he could because he didn't have a father in his life. And by me having a son and seeing how my father did things, it made me want to be better than him. And there's no disrespect to my father at all. It's
That's a good thing.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Because I learned the lessons from him that he didn't learn from his father. So now I'm able to be the one that bridges the disconnect in my son. Where it's like, you don't have to learn these lessons the hard way because I can show you. So that's one of the things that I know, that if I wasn't in my son's life, I couldn't sleep at night because I knew that I know deep down that I would be causing another generation of disconnect, and I couldn't have that on my heart at all.
Man, salute to you on that. That's how real fathers think. Even if we don't say it, that's how we think in our hearts.
Yep.
And Black man, you go ahead. I go last. Go ahead, Black man.
Now I saw the video. I saw that video the other day. I was very inspired by the young lady who sat very preposterous in that chair and admitted something that other women are afraid to admit.
What was that word again, Black man, that you used? The P word?
Preposterously in that
Thought
chair.
it was a word from Harry Potter or something.
Yeah, preposterously in that chair. But no, she was telling, she was being real, bro. I loved it.
Yep.
I love men have been held accountable for a long time, but there's nothing more sexy and attractive than a woman that holds her accountability.
You better say that.
Oh, ain't nothing like a woman that says I'm wrong. I'm doing it wrong. I said it wrong. Ain't nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she sat there and she said that, basically she's saying women don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they need. They don't know what they desire. They don't know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And so I enjoyed it. And you know what? If you go on that channel, there's a lot more videos on there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
So Black man,
I start going through all of them.
I just before you get into it, I just want to kind of let you know what the question was that we was addressing, which is, what does a child miss out on without his father being there, his or her father being there?
Oh my God.
Come on.
Oh my God, guys. That's a deep question. Let me collect myself. Let's start with the baby girls first.
Come on. I got one.
They miss out on the game. They miss out on daddy telling them what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
What can hurt them. They miss out on daddy having that conversation with them about heartbreak, disappointment, structure, guidance. They miss out on seeing a leader and what leadership looks like. They miss out on being raised by a man that could be the reflection of who they marry. And a lot of kids right now have great fathers that their moms have pushed them away, and the daughter ends up marrying somebody that's like the stepdaddy because she didn't get an opportunity to be with real daddy.
Come on.
So baby girls owe the most. I had to say them first because our young women out here are the way they are because of it. Because there's no men. The real daddies are not in their daughter's life to say, "You're beautiful, girl. You look amazing today, boo. Come here, girl. Give your daddy a hug." To know what that affection feels like, to know what it is to be called beautiful, to know what it is to say that you're doing well, to be complimented. So yeah, for the baby girls is that. For the sons, oh Lord, aisle 5 at Walmart. So you got to prevent aisle 5 at Walmart. I don't know if you know what that is, guys.
Yes, sir. I know what it is.
Aisle 5 at Walmart is where the sugar is. So you want to prevent your son from being on aisle 5 at Walmart. I'm gonna let that sink in with y'all for a little bit, and then because what you don't want is a woman to keep your son away from you, and your son becomes a son husband. He becomes a pit, right? And for the acronym for pit is a punk in training. You don't want your son to become a pit. You don't want him resting on aisle 5 at Walmart. You don't want your son that way, because if you don't watch out and their mother keeps you away from him, that's what he'll turn into. The modern woman is killing the boys, killing their sons. I saw an episode of Iyanla. You know, I love Iyanla. Iyanla had an episode where the mother was doing her son so bad. He had a great job. He was making good money. He was married to this young lady that's an LPN nurse or whatever. They had 3 boys, and she said, "That's not good enough. You know, my son's still trash." And Iyanla said to her, "Black women, it's not the fathers that are killing the sons. The sons are not affected by the fathers so much, but it is the mothers that are killing their sons, that are destroying their sons." Because who are you around all day? Who are you going to hear from? You black bastard, just like your daddy. You're ugly like your daddy. Ooh, look at the mannerisms. Act just like his dumb daddy. Like, so when you hear those things, you're raising a son husband. And I'm telling you, man, it is the world right now with these young men. It's just bad, brother. It is bad.
You know, when I talk to younger brothers, man, they think that when they, turn up on somebody or quick to go to violence, that makes them a man, but they don't realize that, like, that's still an emotional response. Like that's you being what's the word, impulsive. And I was because I was raised without my dad until I was about 15. And I tell my dad to this day, like, I'm glad you came when you came, because at that age of 15, like, I was volatile. Like, I want to say from 3rd grade until 10th grade, I got suspended every year for fighting.
Wow.
I was just out of control. And I remember I got kicked out of school, and my mama came and yoked me up because I was wrong, whatever. But the guidance counselor pulled me in the office, and he asked me, like, what is wrong with you? What upsets you so much? And I remember I just broke down crying. So I want my daddy, man. I don't know where it came from. Like, that was just a random day, but that's what came out of me. And I noticed when my mama called him, he answered, and then he said, "Send me my boy." And I didn't realize for a long time that he was telling her that for the longest. Now, he could have been here and done better, sure enough, but I learned that he really wanted me, and that changed my whole perspective. And when I got with my daddy, when I tell you, when I got on that football field, when he came to my practices, he came to my games, I played that much harder. And he put me in the gym, and he was telling me, like, nah, I was like, I need me some creatine. I need me some I need the energy drinks. He was like, man, look,
I remember those days.
My dad was like, the real ones get them. The real ones get it by eating right, waking up in the morning, and putting the work in. And that's
don't put on that water, and don't do the creatine.
Yeah,
that's serious though. That is serious.
Man.
But it was just stuff like that. It was like, it's not about the creatine. It was about the lesson and how he actually lived what he lived. And it's like, I just saw every day what I didn't get to see. I got to see how a man operated. Like, how he had a wife at the time, so I got to see how he interacted with a woman. Like, as a boy, you just miss out on manhood. And they think that's football. They think that's, shooting the ball. Go ahead, Sahel. Go ahead.
Man, like, you preaching, like, it made me think of something. I was you guys watch Discovery Channel? Like,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys. I love the nature is just it's horrific, but it's beautiful. But there was this one that I caught. It was this one lion. The lion was out there, just prowling around, just walking. Just the lion ends up walking into a herd of hyenas. Right, walking to a herd of hyenas. So it's about 20 hyenas. He don't know what to do. Now he's strong, but it's 20 hyenas, and the hyenas. Their goal wasn't to try to kill the lion immediately. The goal was to try to wear the lion down so that the lion couldn't fight. Now listen, the lion is big and strong, so they know that they can't beat the lion if it's at full strength. So they had to wear him down. So once the lion got tired, he's foaming at the mouth. He got slob coming out because he wore out now, because it takes strength to carry around weight. So he carrying that strength. He got it. He's a lion. And when he gets tired, the hyenas are getting ready to go in and start eating him. Until his friend sees another male lion sees his friend. And then he runs over to the other lion because he hears the lion's cry. And then the other lion and so both lions scared away 20 hyenas. Men especially boys and girls who don't see men, they never see what real strength looks like. They don't know what strength is, what dominance looks like. And one of the things that I think a lot of our boys missed out on is seeing strength, like real brutal strength under control. Now, notice the lions didn't go in and start devouring. They didn't have to fight because their presence commanded respect. And if you wanted to fight, we can do that, but this is going to be at your own expense because they understood who they were. See, when our fathers are not present, we spend our time trying to prove who we are instead of walking in who we are. And this is why I tell parents, stop telling your boys what they need to do and start teaching your boys and girls who they are. Because when kids know who they are, they ain't got to go to school trying to prove it to anybody because they know it. They know it internally because mama, daddy's presence put that strength in them. Oh my man.
Tag.
Sir Hill, you preaching tonight, Doc.
I'm telling you.
Because it's not what is presented to us, it's what's in us. And when we walk into a space, like you just said, it's like I told my daughter, I said, listen, when you walk in the room with Cardi B, the first thing a man want to do is say, man, I'll hit that. But when you walk in the room with who did I use?
Michelle?
I used Michelle Obama. When you walk in the room with Michelle Obama, you see men fixing their clothes because her very presence desires that respect. Right? And when you see Future walk in the room, you're like, what up, Future? But when you see Barack Obama walk in, you're like, hey, Mr. President. Because he set the tone for the respect, right? There's the respect factor there. And I think that men, like Sir Hill said so eloquently, men don't have that anymore. When you walk in the room, women be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Sir Hill, girl. Oh, that's black man 50, yeah. Mm-hmm.
In real life, it's a little different.
Come on, chocolate drops in the building, but sad and chocolate. But no, but no. I mean, it's just it's just men don't have that respect no more, man. And you know what I want to do one day? I'm going to do this. I've been said I was going to do it, but I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to go to the mall one day. And I'm going to spend a whole day. I'm going to get geared up. I'm going to have Black Men Unfiltered podcast all over my clothes. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to just walk around and interview just random women. And I'm just going to talk to them. And I'm going to video every part of it. And because I need the world to see, because a lot of men say these women don't exist. A lot of women say these women don't exist. But I need you to see how disrespectful women are, where they don't respect anybody anymore. Like Sir Hill. He walk in the room, he's respected. Let's her and ask for something and ask for a sandwich. And he tell her, no, that bread right there is torn a little bit. Can I get another one? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have, I'm not trying to I'm being funny, but I'm not. It's like that. You have no respect. And that's what I'm teaching my girls right now. Respect authority. Don't you? I had to get my daughter, and I had to take her on a long ride and spend a whole day with her to explain to her. My daughter she's a twin to her brother, and her brother get into arguments, and she'll go right straight fisticuffs with him, and he'll walk away from her, and she'll walk him down. She'll walk him down. She'll walk right behind him. And I told her, no, that's not what happens, because let me tell you what's going to happen. One day you're gonna walk down the wrong man, and he's gonna put you in the bed and put you to sleep for a couple hours. You have
Put
to
them paws
realize
on
that,
you.
right? You have to realize the power of a man, and you can't walk a man down. You can't be up in a man's face. You can't be putting your hands on a man. Period. And I instill that in her every day. Baby,
So-
come on, go ahead.
So let's ask another question.
Mhm.
How do we? Because I think you did a show on this black man, but I
Yeah.
kind of want you to make your point here. How do we put the black man back in our rightful position as leader of the home and leader of the community?
It's gonna take your same strength right now. Oh yeah. You ready? Go. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, no, you go ahead.
Okay. So it's gonna take that same strength. It's gonna take us not putting up with nothing.
Mhm.
When we walk into a room, we demand our respect. We ain't putting up with it. You're not gonna come and disrespect me. You're gonna know your
Command it.
place. Yeah, you're gonna know your place and you're gonna stay in it. And then men need to stop putting up with it, going home every day, having to sit in your car for.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to
sir.
take some time to digest that. Black man, you back?
I think he froze. But Sir Hill, I want
Wi-Fi issues.
yeah. Sir Hill, I want to hit on something. We was talking about sports. And you bought CJ kind of bought up football. You kind of talked about it as well. I wanted to use the participation trophies. We were taught growing up that it was about winning and losing. First, you win or you lose. If you win, you get this, you know what that feel like. If you lose, you know the devastation of it. You gotta feel that. And I think with a lot of children growing up now, they get participation trophy. Well, baby, you did good. You was there. Baby, you
devil
was
is a
right
liar.
there at it.
The devil's a liar.
But see, black man, I'm with you. And I think everybody on this panel feels the same way. We understand participation trophies ain't got no room in this house.
No, sir.
Because you don't even learn the lesson that you gotta feel with a loss when you lose in overtime and you did everything you could. You gotta go in the house and cry that out because it's gonna make you want to go harder the next time you in that tournament.
Be more prepared next time. Yep.
Right. So now these children are growing up, and we gotta fault the mothers for this because if the father's not at home, they not able to give that. The mother, it's okay, baby. You did good. You finished 15th, but you was out there. No,
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I know
feel
you
that.
finished 390 out of 395, but it's okay, baby. You wasn't last.
And that's the thing,
Right.
man. My kids are all in sports, right? I have 2 girls. I'm the chief of 6. I have 2 more than Sir Hale. And I have one at 18. She's going to college. Head to both sides. Thank you, Jesus. She out of here. But yes, she's a diva. Woo, hallelujah. But anyway, so the other 5 that are children right now, they're all in sports. My son is a dog in football. Oh, he's amazing. And then I have another son, 2 sons that one plays soccer, which have to go support that. And then, and then one plays basketball, But then my 2 girls, they're basketball all the way. And so my son, they played a basketball tournament, they won, and then they went to the championship game and they lost. After the game was over, they walk over to the kids. Y'all gather up. Oh, we love you guys so much. And we just want you guys to know that we appreciate you guys for having a great year. And we want to show you guys. And I'm looking, I say, damn, wait a minute. Did they find out these kids were cheating or something with these big ass trophies?
Thanks.
And they gave these kids, my kid, trophies like this for participating. And I told my daughter, I said, come here, baby, and let daddy talk to you. I said, take that back over there and tell her no thank you. I said, because I want to teach you something. And the lady said, no, let them keep them. What's the problem? And I told my wife, I said, listen, my kids, they need to work harder. And if we allow them to feel like they're going to get a big trophy every year because they're losers, they're never going to work hard to win if they know they can be mediocre. And
You
still
celebrate mediocrity. You celebrate mediocrity, man.
Yes. And so, me and my wife we bumped heads on that. And I told her, listen, I'm done talking about it. It's over. They're not going to ever accept any type of participation trophies. That's never going to happen. And so, you know, I told my son the same thing. You know, you lose, you lose. They won a little championship. I should have brought the big old trophy over here. I got it over in the corner. And he was the Super Bowl MVP. But they won it. They won it. But he got his trophy. But the kids that they beat got the same size trophy they got, bro. Like, I just don't, I don't get it, bro. And then they out there, yes, oh, the mamas. No dad is around.
Sir Hale.
Yes, sir.
How do
Yes,
he come back in this like Hercules.
Right.
Sir Hale, how do we put black men back in the rightful position as leaders of the family and leaders of the community?
Oh yes,
Man, I love this question. So let me give you guys story time with Sir Hale. So there was a time where I was the chief Sympticon. You know, I was chief of this because I was cultured to be different to women because I was different to mom. And it was very interesting. So I went through spending most of my time, most of my life, most of my energy trying to keep everybody happy. Don't want anybody to be mad. Don't want anybody to be disappointed at the expense of myself. The way we do this is men have to take some space in their life to be selfish, to work on who they are, their strength, and to discover what they are capable of outside of what people think, outside of opinions. When men get to this place where we understand that we have brute power, we have brute strength, and it's not to be domineering, but it's to be powerful because we have a lot that we're responsible for. That's the first thing. The second thing is we have to encourage this and pull this out in other young men who don't have male figures or role models in their life. Because there are a lot of men who are suffering in silence, who want to be men, who want to be great, who want to be excellent. They don't have the example to do that. So men like us, we're going to need CJ, Tez, Black Man, myself, to be on there and to pull this out of men. And when we see something, to let guys know that when I give you feedback, I'm not doing it to put you down, bro. I'm doing this because I see greatness in you. And we got to overcome these little tendencies that's going to prevent you from being the man that you can be. The third thing is we got to start winning with women. Now, I used to have women walk all over me. I mean, they call me for money. I've been friend zoned. I mean, you name it. I don't have those problems anymore. Yeah, I don't have those problems anymore. Like, I don't have women in my life who are not feminine. If women are going to be in my circle, and if you don't believe me, ask my wife. If you're going to be in my circle, there's certain standard. Your hair got to be done a certain way. You got to position yourself a certain way. You got to dress a certain way. And I'm very serious about this. I don't play. Even when it comes to even when it comes to people close to me, they know when if you roll with me, you're not going outside with a scarf on your head or, you know what I mean? Your nails look crusty and your hair not. No, you could stay home and I'll go. What I'm saying is me have to set a standard and live by that. So it's a reason why when people see me, I always got a standard that I live by. I could have on a jogging suit, but that jogging suit is going to look a certain way. I may have a t-shirt on, but the t-shirt going to look a certain way because I have a standard. And when men have standards and we don't let anybody, we don't elevate, I love what culture clinician said, we don't elevate anybody over our principles. I was on this podcast and I said it on my stream. We don't elevate anybody beyond our principles. When we do that, these problems we're having with the women in our lives, we won't have those because we're the standard and there are consequences. If you don't abide by this, then deuces, I'm a valuable man. I can find somebody else. And I don't mean that from an arrogant perspective. I mean that I got a purpose to fulfill. And if you're not rolling with me, find somebody else who's on your program. When we get to that place, we'll get that respect.
Yo, Kevin Samuel had this one. Go ahead.
You bringing that fire, Doc. That's why I got it back there, man. Listen, bro, that you did that. You cooked that gumbo, brother. I'm ready for another bowl of that, man, because, man, you said it all. There's nothing more to say. The doors of the church is open. Come wild. The blood is running warm in your veins, bro. Because he is absolutely right. Now, he just gave it to you from a presidential standpoint. Let me give it to you from a hood standpoint. Ladies, you got to stop you got to get your stuff together. Sir Hale just said it. You're walking around here with your nails like bear claws. You're walking around here with purple hair, pink hair, green hair. You walk around here, your edges look like pledges. They way back here. You walking around here thinking that you want to be elevated up, but nobody can look up to you, right? You walk around here, you go get your butt done. There's a lot of women getting their butts done these days. going getting your butt done, getting your breast done, but you ain't taking care of your son, right? You're being this pillar in the community, not a pillar, but somebody's landing on your pillow because you've given so much of yourself to the community in a negative way. There's nothing that you can give to the community in a positive way, right? And it's a shame that women give away more vagina than they do time to their children. It's amazing. Did you learn the first 2 times when you got pregnant with your son and your daughter, and now you still out and your son is 7 years old babysitting the 3-year-old while you out at the club doing the very same thing that it took for you to get the other 2? You taking pictures at the club in a brand new outfit from the child support money from your 2 baby daddies that are not the same daddy to your kids? The daddy already not in their life because of you. The second daddy not in their life because of you. And now you at the club looking for a 3rd baby daddy, and you're going to do him the same way. You're a statistic, toxic woman. And that's what we're dealing with today. I know a few of them. I should call them by name, but I don't want to do it tonight. But I know a few of them. I know a few of them in my family. I know a few of them at my church that come to church. I'm telling you, if a man needs to have self-control, and this is for the men, have self-control, have dick discipline. Because what happens is, I was at church Sunday. Listen to me. I was sitting in church Sunday. I walked in. They told me I went up there and I helped these people sing on Sunday. And I walked in there. And when I walked in, man, this girl came in this leopard skirt, and I said, "Blessed Savior." And if you're a weak man, you'll fall victim to that, and you'll elevate her up here, and she ain't worth nothing.
Please. We talk about that all the time. One more, Sir Hell, and one more, because then this yellow skin lady came in looking like Halle Berry, and she had a real hair down her back. She was dressed very eloquently, and she walked in, eyes just capture you, and she was beautiful, built like you would not believe, like Jesus chiseled her for 72 hours, and she was standing right there by the door, and while they were singing, she just. And all the men, the deacons, the ushers, like, they couldn't even seat nobody. Just give me the plate. Give me the money. Come on.
Yeah. So, but a weak-minded man will go and elevate that woman because the way she was dressed, you knew she was for the streets. Sir Hale, you ready?
So, Black Man just said something that we about to get into this real quick. Until men know how to control their sexuality.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you how to reduce your manhood real easily, fall for any coochie that comes in your path. If you can't say no, if you don't know how to exercise discipline to say, you know what, you fine, to give it credit, but I don't even mean on a physical level. I'm talking about in your head space, because this is where it starts. If you done elevated her, you done idolized this woman, and you think because of her beauty that you're getting something. No, sir, you're giving something. This is why it costs you energy. It costs you seed. You lose something when you do this. And until men get disciplined to say, you know what, you fine and everything, but my seed is more important than this momentary pleasure. This is why we keep on reducing ourselves. It don't matter how much money you make, what your status is, what career you have, how tall you are, how skinny you are, what your body type is like. If you don't exercise discipline in this area, this is the thing that has reduced great men to loaves of bread. Now, Black man, you know Proverbs. It talks about the adulterous woman will reduce great men to a loaf of bread. You were $3.99 because you can't control your dick.
Hey man. Shit.
Put that toxic dick up.
You hear what I'm saying? So we got to get to the place where it's like, guys, you got to control yourself. You got to be able to say no. Like I'm about to give y'all, I got to give it to y'all real. So I know what I'm talking about because I told my wife that somebody, now listen, I wasn't always, who I am today. Right. But there was a time where there was somebody, there was one particular time, and this is just father, this is just men talking. Came in there straight up, nothing on there, and because she used to being fine, that I was just about to fall for it. Matter of fact, she told me what she wanted me to do and thought that I was going to do it. I walked out the room. I got called all kind of gays, all kind of faggots. I got called all kind of stuff on there, and I'm sorry to say this. I got called all of this because I exercised discipline. She tried to degrade me because I had morals and values. right? Until men get to the place where I don't care what you call me. I don't even care how you see me. I will not allow shame. I won't allow embarrassment. I won't allow a threat to my reputation for you to get me off of my principle and off my square because I know who I am. I yield the floor.
Yo. Hold on. Hold on. God damn. Y'all
on fire, bro.
They
Right.
like I'm like shit. I'm just gonna let me hop off the camera, man. These folks cooking it, man.
Man.
Come
Bro,
on,
but we
step
talk
up.
about-
Hey, come on. I finna sing the song. I got a song for them simps.
We got to talk about it though because we've actually said this before. Until we get to a point where we'll be like, well, until we get to the point where we stop saying, well, I'll smash though. See, a lot of us have that mentality. Like a lot of us have that mentality, and if you listen to these women, they'll talk about, well, y'all give these women this attention, y'all smash these women. We know what it means to us as far as the little head, but in reality, what we're doing is validating them. And if we don't stop doing that, you're right, bro. We're gonna have the same problem. So go ahead, T.
No, it ain't us validating them. That's us validating our ego. That's we got to keep that on. That's all us.
Come on.
And I was just gonna say, and like Sir Hale said, I think everybody at this panel got a pass. We done all had our thought moments. We done all had our simp moments.
My Lord.
But I think that's the thing as the evolution of a man. Once you can get past both of them stages in your life, that's who you start knowing who you really are. and I think
he wiped his foot off with a do-rag on. You know, go to something.
I said,
but
he wiped his forehead with a do-rag on.
the sweat out, champ.
But what I was saying was, once we get past them two stages, I really believe that's when you start really knowing your strength as a man. And I think that's one of the things we have to do to show other men and to show our women that, hey, like you said, this is the standard. And we got to show more black fathers being this, doing this. And that's what pushes our culture towards more black fathers and the positive black fathers instead of all the deadbeats and the child support that you see. These 4 men right here can be a core component of what it looks like for good fathers. The only thing we have to go ahead, CJ. Yeah, you got it.
I just wanted to say to everybody's, isn't it so satisfying when a woman is coming towards you and you don't even? It's like you brush it off. Like I get more of a positive feeling from that when I actually have enough discipline not to knock her down. And it's like, what would have happened if I did though? See, a lot of people don't think about that. They just go with. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real. A lot of men don't think about it like that. It's like we thinking with their little head instead of their big head, and they know it. That's why they do what they do. They'll act like they don't do it for men, but they know it. They wear that stuff in church. She looking for a deacon and another D word. She looking for more than just a deacon in that church. Go ahead.
Exactly.
That's why you guys have totally corrupted my concept about deacons after this conversation. So I want to let you guys know this.
I mean, you know what? And to be honest, man, I know I'm being funny, but when she walked in, bro, the church stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did it stop, it stopped for the men and the women. Women were looking and looking at her like, Lord, like, whoa, and so. But guess what? Most of the men over there in the corner, the young boys, the young fellas over there, I ain't gonna say young boys, young men over there, 25, 26, 27 years old. Boy, man, what?
That's what it's about.
And that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go over there and give her your seed. She's gonna be pregnant. You in jail for 18 years. 18
You know
years.
something? You know something I noticed at different cultures is when I'm around other cultures, I'm like just beautiful women, and the guys don't go crazy like this. What it is now? I'm about to mess up. Now I'm about to mess up real bad because we don't even have a standard in appearance. We go crazy when we see a beautiful woman because it's not a standard in our culture.
Yeah.
If this was normal, if you go to California, people don't act the same way because they're used to seeing beautiful people walk the streets. because it is so abnormal and we don't take care of our appearance. We don't encourage that in our communities. And a lot of our women are just comfortable. When we see a beautiful woman, this speaks to not her beauty. This speaks to it not being normal.
Your beauty. Your booty. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was going to hit the old line.
You hear what I'm
It's not
saying?
your booty. It's your beauty. Okay.
Because now for me, I work with a lot of beautiful women now. My wife knows, first of all, I'm happy at home. Sir Hill got all he needs, right?
Put that out there. Put that out there.
Yeah. So and my wife knows I work with lots of beautiful women, and I'm not sitting here like, oh man, she cool. I'm like, it's funny because now that's my standard. What else do I want to be around? When it's a standard, you're not surprised by it. But when you don't feel secure in who you are and you feel like it's out of your league, then that's when you get the response because you don't think that you could have it. Man, I just preached it.
Yeah,
You got to become ratchet proof. You got to become ratchet proof. Even just because she got a big ass don't mean she got class. You got to understand there's some things you got to look at that you know you don't supposed to have. And so some things you got to look at, you know, that you don't want to invest in, right? So sometimes let me put it into perspective of cars. It's a bunch of men here. And if you go find the frame of a 1965 Shelby GT 500 Mustang, Shelby GT 500 Mustang, and you pull it over to your house and you pull it up in the garage and you say, man, I got the frame. And then you saw it down real good and you get it looking real good. And then you go to find the wheels and the parts and the engine. And all of a sudden you find the seats, you find the wheels, you find the trunk lining, you find the trunk lock, you find the doors, you find the handles. And then all of a sudden you get to the front of the car and need like somebody tell you, man, we can't find that engine. And that engine will sit there for years and you'll sit that car sit in the garage for years and years and depreciate. That's what's happening to us. We put too much value into something that we cannot complete.
Woo! CJ,
man, you done said something to me, man. You done said something.
We put too much value in something we can't complete. We want to hit that car. We want to hit the frame, but we don't want to deal with the motor. We can't find the motor to it. You see, understand what I'm saying?
We want to just sit. We just want to sit in the car. We don't want to drive.
Come on, man. Man. We concentrate too much on the frame.
Wow.
Come on, man.
That's real. India just says in the comments as well. She said because beauty is vain. A woman could be beautiful, but their attitude is like trash. She is absolutely right about that.
I agree 100%. And you know, but we don't before we, you know, get too far because we, you know, we want to be respectful of y'all time. And I know, you know, that's something we can definitely agree with. And I think we've all met the woman that was beautiful, but her attitude was terrible. And like y'all said, we done been in there points in our life where we put up with the foolishness. She cheated on me. She took all my money. She didn't respect me, but because she was fine and I thought I had something, I dropped my standards. I dropped my pride and I let her do whatever. So
because of what Sir Hill said, because we were in a space where we wasn't used to having that. And I want to say this about beautiful, because I don't use that word. Like I do not. I rarely use that word because
when I look girl at right beauty, now in the chat.
I know. I just seen it pop up in the head level.
But when I talk to my daughter, you know, I tell her she's pretty. I tell her she's beautiful because I work with her on her personality. I work with her on her attitude. I make sure that I instill in her to be respectful, like to understand you can't just say anything and be well-rounded. I think, you know, a physical attribute definitely plays a part, but it's the well-roundedness. It's the whole, the creation. Like, so you ever look at a woman and be like, that's a woman. Like you just, it ain't even about her hips or you know, how them things sitting.
It just,
it play a part. It play a part.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But it's a whole thing. It's just like, it just takes over you, man. Like you just get to look at her like, I honestly like, and I don't mean no disrespect with this, but when I listen to and I look at security boss, I look at her like that's a woman.
Yeah.
Like when you hear her talk, when you see how she moves, like that's a woman, bro. Like she holds herself to a standard that I don't even have to say anything. Like just get her the flow and she got it. You can trust that. And I think we get away from that.
Right. And you also got to watch out for Ratchet Elementary, because what happens is this. And I wanted to make a phone call, but I know we got the time here. My son, my wife still has it in the room on the dresser. My son went to school, and he's 9. And there's this little girl that likes him and gave him a little Valentine's Day card or whatever. He gave, and then he wrote her a little letter back. My wife
so cute.
always going through their stuff because that's what she does. And so she found a little letter that the girl wrote him, and she said, "I like you, JJ. You're sweet. You cute." The next line blew my wife's mind, and she came and told me, and she said, "We got to do something about this. We got to say something to the teacher or the mom." The next line says, "I want to have your baby."
Ooh.
She's 9.
Wow.
And I wish I can call my wife and tell her to bring that letter back here. He's 9 years old. She said, "I want to have your baby, Sir Hill." 9. What kind of mama do she have, Doc? For her to be talking about having my son's baby or whoever, because you know he ain't gonna be the last one she tell it to.
Nope.
Now, so to be fair, when I was 9,
When you was out there throwing that thing.
Get
for
your
the
freak
no.
ass.
when I was 7 years old,
You was horrible.
shout out to her name starts with an A. I was 7 years old. She said the same thing, but here's what it made me think of years later. Black man is absolutely right. Kids do what they see.
Yep.
So she didn't just randomly say that. She sees that, and she's doing what she sees. Mom, yep, absolutely. Black man, spot on that.
Yep.
That's a fact because I when I was talking to my ex-wife, I was like, look, you got to stop referring to me as baby daddy when especially when our daughter's around, because my daughter said it to me before, and I'm like, I don't even want that in her lexicon, bro. Like I don't even want that to be in her vocabulary because it's like we breed that, and it's amazing, but I'm not blown away by the little girl doing it either, though. I was like caught back by it, but taken aback by it, but I'm not shocked. Like you see these little girls, they got Rapunzel weave at 6 years old.
I know it. I know it.
And look at
Man, listen, that's a whole.
no, Sir
a whole
Hill, don't
different-
do it. Don't do
That's
it.
a whole different one.
Don't do it. We gonna be respectful of y'all time.
Like that,
We gonna be respect. We
I'm
gonna be
trying,
respectful.
you gotta it's like, oh,
we might. I mean, can we deal with this for just a few minutes?
just a minute.
That's why I got
It's on y'all, right?
I thought y'all had a show.
You me? You
All
want
right,
me?
go ahead.
Oh, I'll take it. Hey, okay, listen. I've seen it, man. I listen. I'm so sick of the jump rope hair. I'm just tired of it, and I'm to the point now. I've seen little girls, man, even at church, would come hair way down their back. The kids can't even run because their head's so heavy. I mean, let a child be a child. If your child was born bald head, let your child grow into who they're gonna be. All this weave and the hair laid across their foreheads, and little girls got so much makeup on. I say, good God Almighty, baby, what's going on? It's just like women just are trying to grow their daughters up so fast. Like it doesn't
Look at
make
this
any
comment.
sense to me.
Look at this comment right here.
That's my girl right there.
I know who it is.
That's
I know
my one right
who
there.
it is.
What's up with you, baby? What's up with you? baby?
But she's right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
She's so right, man. Because
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. When we're not, super young. We're not super old. Me and Ted right in the middle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 30. Ted, what you 33, 34?
I'll be 35 this year,
Right.
Oh,
so
hold on. 35 when?
October 21st.
Oh, I got you about 2 months.
Whoa.
Well,
I gotta get my
35
grown man on. I gotta start dressing in suits and stuff.
So we got
Yeah.
35, and what else?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 in
You
April.
young bastards.
I'm young.
You young bastards. You young bastards. Damn it.
But
anyway.
no, seriously. But to the point she was saying, no, it's pushed because I still remember when women or young girls wore leggings, they had a big shirt over it.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that today, like with my daughter, I'm not playing about that. Like, and her mama just does not understand. And I'm like, bruh, first of all, I was a young boy. That's one thing. And it's like we've got so desensitized and we've done so much to sexualize our culture that it's become the norm. So I would say you're classy if your titties ain't out. It's like the standard is just continuously dropping.
Yep.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And I
It's
had to tell
offensive
her-
to say that.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
Yeah.
It's like, it used to be offensive for you to go out dressed like that. It's offensive to say anything about it. Like I tell my wife like this. My wife has a lot of hair. My girls, I encourage them, rock your own natural hair. It's harder. Like it takes a lot for a woman to do hair. And then to be natural on top of that, to like all the stuff that you got to do to treat it, it's a lot. But I encourage, babe, you don't need a whole lot of makeup. You don't need a whole lot of this extra stuff. You don't need a whole lot of this stuff on. Like you don't have to show it, right? Because they're beautiful. And I think that as fathers, if we encourage the beauty in our women, I think that helps to change how our little girls grow up as well, because they don't see us, our response to the contrary, to all the weaves. And this ain't to say that, weave is wrong or makeup is wrong. It's just when it's so excessive that when you take it off, you look like a completely different person.
Yeah,
that's when it becomes exactly. And I'm seeing young girls, and I know people would say this, they're like this, you don't know what they're going through. They're dealing with sickness or something, right? Right? You don't know what
whoa. I'm sorry. I got to shout your wife out. She just gave us our first
super chat.
Got to shout out. Thank you so much for that. We're gonna get the little, we're gonna get the money line type of shit going on soon.
Got some applause right now.
Okay, appreciate it.
We got you.
Let me add something to it. I want to join the party.
We know we got y'all covered. We got you covered.
Thank y'all, man. Thank you so much.
But go ahead, sir.
But man, I was saying though, I saw a young girl. She was 10. Y'all, I'm not lying to you.
I understand.
Wig straight long. That wig put about another 5 or 10 years on her. I'm like, what are we doing? And here's what I've learned is that mothers are going to raise their daughters the way that they are. I don't care what you say. If this is how if you ever notice this, women who take care of their hair, they wrap their hair at night, make sure they teach their girls. Women who dress modestly teach that to their girls. Yeah. Parents give their children themselves. And that's why I'm an advocate. And when I talk about these issues, and this is why my wife, Talk Here Ladies Let's Chat, she's teaching on these things as well, because you can't raise your kids outside of yourself. And if you don't value yourself and you don't see the beauty in yourself, you're going to impose that level of insecurity onto your kids.
And also keep your kids away from people that don't respect your authority that you have over your children.
Yes,
because
sir.
In my situation, I sent my girls to their aunt's house, and then they come back from their aunt's house, and they coming back with my daughter is going to be built very. Oh Lord, I hate that you see her coming, but my daughter is 13 years old right now, and I know I'm going to have some problems.
Wait a minute. What? Hold on. See what you just said. We know it's facts, but our position has been dumbed down and disrespected so much. You can't even say that would be looked at it without somebody saying you sick. When it's like, no, it's reality.
It's reality.
I'm a man. I know it. But go ahead.
And my daughter walked in the door from her auntie, being over there for the weekend. They went to the little mall or whatever. And my daughter came through the house, and she had some black tights on, and she walked past me, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I went straight burning back. I said, where are you going? Where the fuck you not? And she was like, Auntie bought me these. I said, listen, go do Daddy a favor. Go in the room and take them off for me. And I want you to fold them real nice and neatly. And I want you to bring them back out here to me. And I said, don't come out for 15 minutes, no matter what you hear. And I told my wife's sister, let me holler at you, player. I said, in this house, we don't raise, there's two things I'm not going to raise in this house. Whores and baby mamas. We're not doing that. And so you can take your little ass tights over there, because see, you living by yourself. You don't have no man. You don't have nobody. You living with you and your, you a generational curse. That ain't going to happen in this camp. So you could take them tights back with this. She's growing up. That doesn't see. I said,
that's the bullshit.
That's
that bullshit right there.
She's growing up. She's growing up. You can't keep her covered up, and she got curves, and she gonna be fine. You can't cover. I said, leave. I said, leave. I said, leave. For somebody get fucked up. I said, just go ahead and leave. Because I don't want to talk about it no more. I got real serious about it, bro. Because I don't want my daughter going out with her damn curves showing up and a print showing, an ass showing, a panty line showing. Oh my God, it just drives me up. I can't do it, bro.
You need the tag. Yeah.
I'm about to say something. I'm gonna mess up, then I gotta leave because I'm gonna mess up, and I don't know what backlash I can get from this.
Okay, go ahead. We with all the smoke, man. Let's go.
most fathers want to raise their kids to be better than them.
Oh, I know you're going. I know you're going. I'm gonna leave.
A lot of mothers want to raise their kids to be just like them. There's a difference. There's a fundamental difference. And when I see and I hear stuff like this, it's because there's this subtle thing where I don't want someone else to outclass me, because what that will do is highlight the things that I should have done. And a lot of them are willing to say they just growing up just because that's the way you grew up. All right, I got to go. Black man, I'm tagging you in and I'm leaving. Listen, y'all got to deal with the smoke.
Hey, where you
so
headed
much,
to?
man.
You headed to another one?
Are you done, bro?
Yeah, I got a show coming on at 8:30.
Okay.
You doing one tonight, right?
Yep, on education. Yep.
Yeah. I got one at 8:30 with security boss.
Okay. Yep. I'll
she
see y'all
on right
in these streams.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Bro, appreciate y'all. To you, CJ, Tez, Black Man, to the chat. Appreciate all y'all, man. Got to do it again soon.
I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
love y'all, brother. Hey, keep up the good work. Hey, and whenever you need me, call me, and I'll be over here.
Hey.
Doc.
I got you.
Thank y'all.
Watch out,
man.
peace.
Tag out now,
So CJ,
boy.
man, we got a lot more than what we bargained for on this one, my boy.
That joint went left, right, up, down, zigzag.
And to the audience, man, Black Father February was so important to us because look, man, we know the rap that a lot of Black fathers get. We know the rap that you see on TV, that you hear in the music, but we just want people to know that that's not us. You know what I'm saying? It's Black fathers that's actually out here doing what they supposed to do. And the Fye100 podcast, we gonna fly that flag high as we can, and we gonna continuously have these conversations throughout this month and from here on out, because we know that it's better. We know that it's guys out here that's in their children's lives that'll never get recognized. And we just want people to know that, look, fathers, y'all important. We appreciate you. We love you, because you don't hear that a lot. So you're going to hear it from the Fye100 podcast.
You definitely going to hear it from us. And, you know, there was a lot of jokes here. We talked about women more than we usually do on the Black Father February, but that's fine, because it ties back into the point that we didn't even touch the fact that Father's Day is under attack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't even really get into that. But we talked about how our daughters are being dressed and how they're supposed to be acceptable, but if we don't find it acceptable, we tripping. We out of line. And I was just so glad that it went that way, because what you saw was fathers interacting and talking about how we view certain things. Our instinct is to protect our children, man. That's why you can't ever convince me that most Black men don't care about their kids. You can't convince me of that. I've seen too much of the opposite to believe that. So if you want to believe that narrative, fine. Show us the stats. Show us how the stats were compiled. Show us all of that. Because until then, I'm not hearing you, because every brother I know is taking care of their family. And before I get too far into that, I do want to say, man, prayers out to my boy Bug.
Yes, sir.
His children. He was in a devastating car wreck, man. I'm just praying for my boy, because that's another great father. He was actually supposed to be on this weekend. But it just, look, man, we're not going for this narrative anymore. That's what this is about. So if you heard this and you felt attacked, that's because hit dogs holler.
Facts.
It was addressed towards you, but it was also to uplift and empower Black fathers, because, bro, we're doing it. We're that generation that didn't have the fathers that said we're going to be the fathers.
Man, and CJ, not to cut you off, but you said something in one of our podcasts that resonates perfectly right here, which is, I didn't even have the opportunity to wear your shoes. I had to buy my own and learn how to walk in those. And to all the brothers that might see this, that might watch this, that done stuck around to the end, if you done had to buy your own shoes and learn how to walk, my boy CJ there, he had to do the same thing. If you like me and you had to feel the role, you had to put yourself in your father's shoes. I'm right here with you, because I had to do the same thing. And we both want to be better than our fathers. Not to say that we better,
Right.
but to leave a better, stronger legacy. I want my child to have a car that he ain't got to pay for, a house or apartment. Come on, CJ, it's about the growth, baby.
We got to keep. We have had enough of being victims. We have had enough of blaming the white man, the white woman. We have had enough of that. That's why we say, you know what? We're gonna grab this narrative by the horns, and I don't care who like it or who don't like it. Does not matter, because my daughter has to take it to another level. I'm raising her to be that woman, that wife to a man that's gonna meet the standard that I set. That is my job as a father. That is Ted's job as a father. And we're doing this on national airwaves, but we do this in real life. I got a cheerleading competition to go to next week. I've been to 4 straight.
Yeah,
we're not playing about this, because the narrative has to change, man. It has to, because we walk around having to wear that on our chest like a S, man, and that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. And look, man, just to wrap this thing up, we know so many fathers that's doing the right thing, that never get celebrated, never get told thank you. And look, man, we know this a thankless job.
It is.
But we got to show other brothers, look, man, we part of an elite group. We part of a group of guys that's doing things completely different than what the world telling you to do. So look, I want to shout my boy CJ out, because I done seen him do his thing with his daughter. You know, we got other guys. If you watch the first episode, Money Connoisseur and Rudy the Samurai, Sir Hell, Black Man Unfiltered, and we gonna have more coming. But y'all, these some of the examples of men that you need to follow. Young brothers, if you watching this, if you gonna see this, take some of these lessons and apply them. Don't just look to laugh and look to be like, yeah. Say, hey, bro.
This wasn't about, understand, we did the joke and we talked about women, but like, understand the message though, because the message wasn't lost on us. We knew what we were doing. We had this thing set and ready to go. Don't lose the message, because what those men are, with all those jokes and, you know, all of those things that they had to say, they're fathers.
Yes, sir.
They say when we talk about women in the negative way, or speak on some of the things that women do wrong, that they got to be deadbeats. Nah. We just call a spade, and we taking care of our business.
Yes, sir. So look, to wrap this one up, special thank you to Talk Hell Ladies. Let's chat for our first super chat.
That was dope. That
was dope. Made us feel good. And look, I just want to say this, man. Thank y'all so much for watching, for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us, man. We kept a steady crowd in here.
Yep.
And we really appreciate that. CJ, you got anything else, bro?
Yeah, I just want to, you know, shout out to Mrs. Hale, shout out to Mr. Hale, shout out to Black Man Unfiltered, and man, shout out to ourselves, man, because this is not a one-time thing. We're doing this every year. We're gonna continue to do this, and we're gonna continue to get better, bigger, you know, better production, everything, because we want this be heard around the world. Shout out to dads on duty. Shout out to Dad Gang. Shout out to all those guys, because they're changing the narrative. And when I was sparked, and I know Tez was too, we were sparked by that. We wanted to be a part of something like that, because we were already doing a job as fathers. But it's like, you know what? Y'all need to see it, because y'all keep telling us we deadbeats. We're not going for that anymore. We're not. We reject that.
Yes, sir. So y'all, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. So for your guy Tez the Fye,
you got CJ100.
We are the Fye100 Podcast.
You dig.
Yes, sir.